Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Luca Russian, and today I wanted to bring you guys the top 5 features that need to return in Treyarch's next Zombies game. Now, real quick, I do want to say a couple things. These are in no particular order. I'm not going to be ordering them from most important to least important. It's just going to kind of be a little bit random, and they're going to be broad topics. If I wanted to get really specific with it, this video would take half an hour or an hour. I would keep things nice and short and simple, but with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Now, to start off our list, we're going to be talking about special items and special grenades. So I think at this point we all know about the special items like the monkey bombs, the Maxis drone, the G-strikes, the Matryoshka dolls, the Gersh devices, the time bombs, everything around that general area of weapon. And these have become a staple of zombies. They really do need to return because some of the most iconic guns that we've ever had into zombies, or some of the most iconic moments, have actually been brought upon by these. Like the time bomb. Buried wouldn't really be as synonymous as it is with the zombies community if it didn't have something like the time bomb. Moon wouldn't be Moon without the QEDs or the Gersh devices. Same thing with Ascension. It's something that has just become a staple of zombies at this point, and if you don't actually have it in the game, it makes it quite a lot blander. Even if they aren't incredibly strong or they're not really game changing, it just brings a new light to a game that really is somewhat boring, because if you actually think about it, zombies really is for the most part the exact same thing over and over again, and the variety that actually comes with maps is really what makes it more and more replayable. So if we have things like these special grenades or these special items like the Maxis drone, the time bombs, Gershes, whatever, it actually makes the maps a lot more replayable. Now up next on our list is more variety with the box and ways to actually lock down the box in one location. Okay, so this is really a 2-in-1 entry, but the box in Black Ops 3 has become extremely boring. There wasn't a lot of variety in the box weapons that we actually got within most of the maps. Yeah, every once in a while we had the Marshall 16s that were introduced to a map, or we had the Rift D9, things like that. But the problem is that we really don't see too much of variety. We don't see a lot of brand new weapons being brought into maps. We don't see a lot of classic weapons being brought back, and if they are, they're actually usually wall weapons and they're not all that great. And in Treyarch's next game, they really do need to have more box variety, because something that makes maps iconic is the guns that are within it, especially in the box, because the box is something that everyone hits no matter what the map is. You need to hit the box at least once. So having a variety of weapons within the box is actually integral in actually making people want to play these maps, because let's say I go on to Black Ops 3 and I need gameplay for the Gorgon, right? If this was Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1, I might actually have to go onto a specific map to actually be able to get it. But since it's Black Ops 3, now let's say I needed gameplay for something like the BRM, right? I could go on to actually any map and I could get BRM gameplay. But on Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World of War, I might actually have to play specific maps in order to actually be able to get it. Map-specific weapons are something that are really important in zombies, in my opinion, and a lot of the time these weapons are actually really good, like the M27 on Nuketown in Black Ops 2. And moving on to being able to lock down the box, there was a lot of reasons I love Buried, but one of them was because you were able to use Leroy or Arthur, whatever you want to call him, to actually be able to lock down the box or move the box to one specific location. And real quick, if you don't know who Arthur or Leroy is and you've never played Buried, basically he's just this big guy that wanders around Buried and he helps you do stuff. If you give him booze, he can actually run down barriers, and if you give him candy, he can build traps, he can lock down the box, he can do a bunch of cool stuff. But I thought Arthur was really cool within Buried, and I love the idea of being able to lock down the box or move it to one specific location, because that was something that was really annoying with a lot of the Black Ops 2 maps, and especially with a lot of the Black Ops 3 maps if you don't have immolation, where you have to go around to hugely different parts of the map and they take forever to get to, and just to be able to hit the box 3 or 4 times and not even get anything good. But if I can just lock down the box into one location, I can say, okay, well, I can hit this 20-30 times in a row. I'm not even going to have to worry about it. I'm not going to have to worry about it moving later in the game. And they did something like this on Moon, where you actually can hack all the other box locations, and it'll stay in that one spot for, I think it's 3 or 4 rounds. But that was something that I think they really didn't tweak much, and that was sort of the prototype to the one in Buried. Anyway, I find that to be a huge thing, and I loved it so much, and I know a lot of other people did, and it should really return in Treyarch's next game. Now on to the next entry on our list. We need in-game helpers like the Silver Protector or the celebrities in Infinite Warfare. So to get this out of the way real quick, I love the Silver Protector. He's actually a really cool idea and he's super useful, but if you don't know who he is, basically on Shadows of Evil you can put in a couple of tram fuses and then you can actually call him in at specific locations in the map and you can actually do it for 2,000 points. But boy oh boy is he worth those 2,000 points. Basically if you call him in and he actually lands in on a Margwa, it instantly kills him. He can actually pick up drops, he can revive you, he can kill zombies, he can basically do it all. He is an all-purpose AI. And he actually sticks around for quite a long time, to be honest with you. He actually stays for about, I believe it's 5 minutes, which is a really long time. And especially for Margwas, being able to just call him in, and if he lands on them, bam, your Margwas done right there. That you don't even have to worry about him anymore. A lot of high round and world record players actually use the Silver Protector just for that. And then you have the celebrity characters within Infinite Warfare zombies that actually do the same thing. And I think it's actually really cool that they added that in, because especially with a map like Shadows of Evil, where it's actually a fairly difficult map, especially if you don't know what you're doing, it's great to actually have the Silver Protector around to be able to kill some zombies with you, and especially revive you when you're down, and actually be able to keep all your perks. Now on to the next entry on our list. We need to be able to transform into different creatures. With this entry, I'm actually talking about a few things in particular, like the Spider Bite Easter egg, Afterlife, and turning into the monster on Shadows of Evil. These were, generally speaking, really cool features, and especially Afterlife. I loved Afterlife a lot, because the fact is that on solo you could take 3 downs on any given round. There's no quick revive. You could basically take as many downs as you wanted to in a solo game, and it really didn't affect you all that much. And what it did is actually change the map, and it created a brand new dynamic that wasn't seen before. Then that idea was brought over to Shadows of Evil, and I don't like the fact that it actually has a timer on it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but the fact is that it actually still was pretty good, and I like that it did have that new dynamic to a map. The same concept was also used in Zetsubo no Shima with the Spider Bait Easter egg, where basically at any point in time you could actually turn into a spider and you would actually be invincible for a little while. You could kill zombies, you could actually go over to other parts of the map, you could do basically anything you wanted, and you could be in there for a good amount of time. But the thing is that it wasn't perfect, because a lot of the time it would glitch you out, or the zombies wouldn't move out of your way. There was a lot of problems with it, but it was actually a really cool concept, and I would love that to be in Treyarch's next game, because it really does, like I said, bring a lot of variety to the maps. That's something that I do like, is variety with my maps, and a lot of innovation, and that's what these are, is most importantly innovation. My main problem with zombies right now is that they're actually too storyline driven and not focused on innovating with gameplay itself, and that's really what keeps people around, is the gameplay, not necessarily just the story. Those people are always going to be around in spirit, quote unquote, but the people that actually play your game every single day are the ones that matter. And what really brings people into the community and gets them talking and thinking about the storyline, which is what eventually it evolves into, is actually the gameplay, and they need to continue to focus on that. Now on to the final entry in our list. I want expensive doors to get to better guns and perks that are near the spawn area. So for you guys that have played Nuketown Zombies, you'll know what I'm talking about. Basically, if you haven't played it before, there's actually an area that you spawn in right in the middle, and you can go one of two ways. You can go into the houses, or you can actually stay in the middle and open up a door that actually gets you into one of the buses. There's the Galvanuckles, the Bowie Knife, the AK-74U, Semtexes, and Claymores, but the kicker is that's 3,000 points. And that might seem expensive, but if you're on round 3 or 4 and you just hit 3,000 points and you don't want to have to open the other 2 doors to actually get to the box, or maybe get to a bad perk, you might want to actually open up the middle, and you can get to the 74U, you can get to Semtexes, you can get some pretty good stuff out of there, or you could get the Bowie Knife, which is actually probably going to be more worth your while. You can get more points with that. And then also on Nuketown, there's a door that you can buy, I believe behind the yellow house, that is another 3,000 points if I'm not actually mistaken. I haven't played Nuketown in a little while, so I'm sorry. Where there's actually a random power-up, which I find incredible and I love about Nuketown, because that's something that, okay, well, it's sort of behind a paywall, if that makes any sense, where basically it's expensive doors to get to something that you probably want and or need. Because right now in zombies, especially with gobblegums, there really isn't any incentive to go any specific way or open any specific door. But with this, it actually puts these behind a little bit of a paywall, and if you don't actually have a gobblegum machine in your first room, it actually forces you to make that decision of, okay, well, do I save for, let's say, 6,000 points, or do I save for 3,000 and then get a gun? It's a weird quandary where it actually drives you to actually think, because right now I think that zombies, actually gameplay-wise, is a little bit mindless. But with all this out of the way, it's actually starting the thunderstorm. I think I'm going to end off the video here. If you guys did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe if you guys are new around here. Turn on notifications to my daddy. Anyway, I do love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Actually, check out the links in the description while you're down there somewhere. Go check out all those links. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.